All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another swim shop video. This one's gonna be really cool, a bit different. In this one, our friend Tim introduced us to another guy, one of his friends named Ray. We go down to his shop, check out some of his cool stuff, some hit and miss engines. He's got a lot of old technology and old school machinery that he's into, but he takes us and shows us around on a couple cool bikes and things like that too. But with all that being said, some of our buddies, we rode with them on their choppers. We rode around farmlands, beautiful little places around here for us to ride. And I don't know, it was just a cool video. Kind of threw this together like one of the videos on my art channel. Y'all check those out. Some cool riding videos on there, kind of more artsy, more than anything. But with that being said, hope y'all enjoy it, and we'll catch y'all at the end.
Two people on each side of it.
Yeah, and so what you do is you grab your log, you know, or your piece of wood or whatever, and as it pops, you just rotate it, pop, 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 and keep your fingers from off the top.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll sit there and, I mean, it'll bust them up as small as you want to bust them.
That is too cool.
And you could go from stackable logs to kindling real quick.
I'll have this one running next week, 2 weekends of Labor Day. Yeah, you can go. It'll bust it quick.
Just keep going.
It'll bust it quick. This is another international engine. This is a throttle governed engine. Probably mid-20s.
Whoa, dude.
That's not a sports.
This is another international. This one's got an enclosed crankcase too. Most of them don't. Most of them you get to see the connecting rod and the
Right, everything's spinning.
crank through on them.
Was that to like house oil in there, or to just keep
That's
it clean?
that's exact. Well, it was for any application because these things would be used on a farm. They might be used in town in a machine shop. You know.
So I just kept everything clean. And
Yeah. They run electric plants with them. A lot of stuff. That's a Baker fan I made, and that just, most of the time these things you run, they don't have any load. So they're just sitting there doing nothing. Right. And that is actually it just puts a load to it. Plus the kids like to get up and get a little air, you know.
Oh yeah.
That's the reason I put the cage on it. And the wood is a locust. It actually came from the mountains.
Because of its strength.
And how well it'll weather. Up there, all the fence posts are made out of locust up there, and this stuff's harder. It takes hat bamboo.
So those squares, are those spikes?
They're mortise and tenon.
Wow.
Yeah, this is all. Now, and then we've got bolts. We got square-headed bolts going through it too.
All the way.
So your nut comes in through that slot. Well, it's on that side. If you look on that one,
Oh, okay.
there's a nut in there. So it's tongue. So this hole is actually through the tongue.
Through
that
the
piece.
whole thing. Wow.
Tying together. The only one that aren't, these are mortise and tenon too. So this has got a peg that sets down into here.
Yeah, and then you just.
And then it's bolted from the bottom up. These two here are the only ones that are not mortise and tenon. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Girls in there. Well, that'd have been like a two-piece ordeal, right? Like that ring would have been poured and then the center poured, or was that just poured?
No, I think that thing is all poured at one time.
Wow.
Yep.
One solid cast.
They used to sell these. That was an 800 pound. That's an 800-pound flywheel, and that's kind of how they rated these.
Okay.
How were they? I mean, how was somebody getting that up there? I mean, they would have pulleys and stuff. I'm assuming someone would have wheeled this in and sat it on the. Wow.
Oh man, some of the old ads that I've seen with these, the smaller ones, they say, "Oh yeah, you can tip it over and wheel it on the wheel."
No way. They tell you to wheel it.
But most of them did not have this base. They just came straight down. We put that on there. We just wanted to stabilize it a little better.
Yeah. Does it? I mean, it's got to be incredibly balanced to sit still. Like it's not trying to jump the trailer around or anything.
Well, it'll do a little bit of it. We normally just jack it up and put some blocks into the corners.
Okay.
So it's, otherwise it's on the suspension. It's all just
Loose.
Yeah.
Wow.
And plus, you don't want to have accident.
No, the belts. I mean, that's stuff that you make on your own, or
Yeah.
because you just have to find thick enough leather, wide enough with leather for your.
Well, there's actually built-in material that's still running. Some industries are still using it.
Okay.
So this is, I mean, this was a manufactured belt, and then we just cut it to
fit.
Oh, it's all. Wow.
And these are how you join it. Called belt lacing.
Yes, I had to do that. When I worked at Pepsi, I did some of the
Conveyor belts.
Yeah, conveyor belt
exactly.
That stuff. It was like they used steel centered belts, and that's how we laced them together. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's full of on the ground, the riper ones may be on the ground, I don't know. They may all be ripe, I don't know.
Yeah, the ones that are on the ground are pretty fresh because I mowed. I picked them all up before I mowed last week. But you knock yourself out, fill your pockets up.
We're gonna be riding motorcycles home pairs.
Y'all ever seen or heard of a pawpaw? These are 2 pawpaw trees I planted a few years ago. This is
Pawpaw
North
tree.
America's largest native fruit. Damn, I think squirrels.
Is that one right there on the ground in that rut?
Yep. Oh yeah, shit, look at them. They're eating the shit out of them.
man.
That son of a bitch is ready to eat.
And what is, I mean, like what? Oh, that thing is.
Some of them will have like a banana mango flavor. They're pretty wild.
Go for it, bro.
Pretty wild. You smell it? Damn. I mean, it's not rotten. It's just got a fruit.
Smells like
got a real-
Thanksgiving.
That's wild.
Like a mango.
Well, you already ate some. You know what it smells like.
I think it's
You
called a
got
paw-
one too.
A pawpaw?
Pawpaw.
Pawpaw.
You ever heard that
That's,
song?
cold,
Picking up
that'd be
pawpaws,
crazy.
put them in your pocket.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They normally grow. You'll find them on the creek banks big time. That's a 20 horsepower.
20 horsepower.
They would set these things up on a hill, and they're still in Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, that Appalachian run out there, and it would run a power, which was just a drive mechanism that had rods, what they call sucker rods on it. If it was running 8 wells, it would have 8 rods going out. It'd be an 8-sided building. Okay, well, and these rods would run out, and they might go a mile down through the woods. They'd cut a tree, cut a V-notch in it, they'd throw grease down in the notch. Some of them run for over 75 years, never shut them off.
Just wide open, just let them eat.
But no, they don't run but about 80 RPM. They're
Well, but
and that's
crazy.
That one was sold to South World Company. I got the build sheet off of it. Some people have preserved that shit, so you can literally go back and they can tell you what day it left the factory, who it was sold to, what options it had on it. Yeah.
Man.
All right, I hope y'all enjoyed that trip down to Ray's. Respectfully, we showed as much as we wanted to. I mean, there was a lot more to see. We didn't, another again, respecting privacy and his stuff, but he was real nice, cool guy.
Knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable. I'd like to go down and spend some more time with him. I hope we get to. But we finished up on the Prism van. I know we didn't record and show a whole lot of what we were doing. It was with just Seth and I here now. We're still getting adjusted to doing the stuff, and I know we've been slack on filming, but while I was working on the Prism van, Seth was welding up kits. We had a run of kits, so we were cutting them out, welding them, and I was just taking care of the stuff on the Prism van that we knew we were going to get it back after Jake drove it for a while, because I told him to make a list of some of the things that we needed to tweak on. But a couple things that happened: the radiator started leaking and the heater core started leaking, which is, you know, nothing we did. I think I said on this before, when vehicles sit for a while and then you start driving them, you know, your little gremlins start popping up. But we put a new radiator in it, put a new heater core in it, and that was
That was a job. You were.
That was.
I saw your feet sticking up out of here so many ways. You were up under this portion of the dash, and then I look up. I lifted the welding helmet, and the dash is completely out of it.
And it took 3 days to get there because what had happened, this van, I guess the conversion company, when they did the conversion in '76, they put her aftermarket air conditioned unit in it, which none of the stuff was good. It was all bad. Didn't work, but what they did, this dash, the way it is, it's just a dash pad, and when you unscrew it from the bottom, it's supposed to just pop right up. It's got clips all the way across here.
Yeah, kind of like C clips that go across just a
and then they lock
piece of metal.
in.
Yeah.
They lock in when you push it down. Well, I kept pulling and pulling and pulling because we couldn't get the heater box out and go back in with it. So we had to get the dash out. Well, lucky for us, the conversion company or whoever down the road put the air conditioning in, we just still have not figured out how they even did it, because it was with one thing in the way you couldn't get to the other thing, and the other thing in the way you couldn't get to this thing. But they riveted the AC box up under here to the clips that are on this dash. So when we were trying to pull it up, it was connected to the AC box, which was up under here above the heater core, and it would not come out. So finally what we ended up having to do was take all the ductwork out and drill through here into the AC box with long files and all kinds of stuff to grind the rivets off of those clips that they put on the AC box. So once we finally figured out that, we got it out, got the new heater core in, got it all good to go, not leaking, heat's working good. We had to fix the horn, took the steering column back apart, got the horn fixed on it, was one of the things. The transmission was leaking a little bit of fluid, so we resealed the pan on the transmission. It had started not going into overdrive. It was taking a long time to shift into overdrive. So I changed the TV cable. I got another TV cable. It didn't look like that TV cable was working right, but it also, this was one of the things we knew when we took it back, because the part was on back order. When we put the fuel injection in here with the cable driven speedometer, the speed sensor had no signal to read. So after you would drive it a few miles, the check engine light would come on because it wasn't picking up a signal from the speed sensor. So we had ordered a piece to go in there to fix that, electronic piece, but it had been on back order, and it came in. So we got in there, got it wired up, and I actually think that with the TV cable and that had something to do with it not shifting into overdrive, because it not picking up that signal. I don't think the computer may have been reading the gear shift right and logging it. But either way, the light don't come on anymore. It shifts into all the gears like it's supposed to. Took care of that. There was a popping in the steering column where we had put the steering column through the firewall, and what had happened, that pillow block bearing
that we had mounted in the steering wheel. I don't know. It was popping when it would get to a certain point. It would just kind of have a little pop. So we replaced that with a new one. Let's see, what else did we do?
I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't help me.
I
You worked
was
on it, so-
I was married to that thing for the last few days, just grinding.
New radiator, heater core. Oh, the cable under where we did the cable shifter for the. We run a cable shifter instead of the old linkages. That cable was popping off of the ball, and he had just put a tie wrap on it. So I took it off and readjusted it. It was just mounted. In other words, the ball would go like this. It was down at a little bit too low, so I readjusted it and got all that back in line. It seems to be working fine. Oh, the battery. For some reason, the battery for the camper part was not charging right and operating the refrigerator. And I think what it was, and I hope this fixed it, this box here under the dash, that was something that the conversion company put on. And what it does, you hook it to the alternator and it charges both of your batteries. But when you're camping or something, you're running off of the coach battery, and this keeps you from running down your main battery while you're camping if your accessories are running. So that quit charging right. So I messed with that box there, and I think I fixed it. It's charging. I don't know exactly what I did, but it's all working right now. I'm gonna get him to keep an eye on that. But the windshield washer fluid motor, he wanted me to check it, and I could not figure it out. I can hear it clicking, but it's not pumping the fluid up to wash the windshield. And he said that wasn't a big deal if we couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out, so
Might just have to stick to Windex and the squeegee at the gas station.
and we put, just to be safe too, I put a new alternator on it to see in case that was part of the problem. So it's got a brand new alternator on it, and I think it's it. All I got left to do now is just put the dog box on it, put the seats on it, and call Jake and let him know when we're gonna bring it back to me.
Well, a little whole lot of cussing, but a whole lot of good work came out of it.
Y'all, Seth knows. He's been around me his whole life. He knows how much I love working under dashes. Oh man, that wasn't no fun, but we got it.
Yeah, we got it. You got it going. And I guess I don't know if we'll film delivering it again, but I'm sure y'all keep y'all check out Prism Supply YouTube channel. I'll leave a link down there. Y'all check it out. There's plenty of videos of actually them going up and getting this van originally. So I'll try to link those videos in the description as well.
I'm going to see, since Seth and I are going to build this new hardtail chopper here, I'm going to see if I can con Jake out of some Prism Supply parts.
There you go.
Y'all be seeing that.
But yeah, this yeah, y'all check out the other video if y'all brand new to the channel. Check out the other video of us. There's actually a series. I'll link that series of videos on here. The last video of us delivering it and actually replacing the steering box in the parking lot, actually, and when it cracked at the Prism Supply place. So that was wild. So, but anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like he said, like, share, subscribe. Check out Renegade Tees, Renegade Graphics. They do all our merch. In fact, I think Dad, he's got one of their shirts on right now. Merch link below. Get you one. Original logo on the back. And then, of course, as always, OK Recycling. Check them out. And yeah, as Dad says, y'all keep doing what you're doing. We'll keep doing what we're doing. And more motorcycles, more vans, more adventures, more
fun in the sun.
Less under dash work.
Yeah, no more stress.